All right. We are back in the Stanley parable. Oh, it wants me to enter the time again. All right. It is 1. I guess I should go backwards then, because it's now 1:13 p.m. Hang on. Okay. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take the step seriously. They just leave the clock set to 12 and call it a day. I feel like most people probably actually set the real time. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Well, you're welcome. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. All right. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Okay? I don't know if I have one. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. I'm filming a video right now. All right, so we're back in the Stanley Parable 2, I guess. In the last video, man, the video was almost an hour and a half, and I feel like I barely experienced this game. I probably got like 3 or 4 endings, 5 endings maybe. Apparently, this game has 42 endings, which is a shit ton of endings. And the original game had 19. I knew that. Let's just start, I guess. I don't know. This is the story of a man named Stanley. I'm gonna skip this because I've heard it before. So we got the balloons now. We experienced the new content ending and the new content ending. I don't know if they consider them separate endings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting today. Figurine Finders Committee in the meeting room. Did I see this last time? I'm going to take the bucket with me.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
All right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I kind of want to experience the video game ending from the with the bucket and see what that's like. Because remember, when you walk through the door, it says no buckets allowed.
This was not the correct way.
I want to see how this game reacts.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
I feel like
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I feel like I'm gonna look in one of these windows and I'm gonna see somebody. Like, they could do that and really freak you out.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Alright.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket wasn't wrong. I was just done.
Left to go back to the meeting room.
We gotta experience what that thing is. Like, it's like a... I think it's like an elevator or something.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes, good,
said the bucket.
Oh, there's a
Now
figurine!
run all the way to the top. There's something up there
I want the figurine! Oh my
Stanley
gosh.
did not question why or how this
I
bucket
can't
was
get to it
speaking
now.
him. It should have alarmed.
Well, I'm gonna
of course,
try
because
this.
Buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket
I want
had
it.
spoken to him, and he
Darn it.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket
Alright, maybe
asked.
next time. Alright, this is where it says it, doesn't it? Yeah.
No, stop. Right there on the wall, you see, there's a sign
No
right there.
buckets.
It says, no buckets past this point.
Why,
Stanley,
though?
how could
What do you
think
got
it was
against
okay
buckets,
to
huh?
bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Oh, I know what a
That would
bucket is.
explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
I know what a bucket is. Oh.
Step in here for a moment.
It's dark and spooky, though. Excuse me. Oh. Is this a bucket?
I'm going to run you through
What is this, a
some
nightclub?
scenarios,
Concert?
and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Alright.
Simply enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about
Why,
what
though?
is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No. Hey, I got it right.
It's a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
It's a hologram.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I feel like that one's not a bucket.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
Okay.
not an actual bucket.
Okay, we got a 3D recreation and a hologram.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
You know what? I'm gonna say this one is a bucket this time.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay, am I just getting these all right, or is it gonna give me correct every time? I don't actually know.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I'm gonna say no. I'm pretty sure.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Correct.
To be
Yes,
honest,
sir.
I sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
What the fuck? Another tractor.
Is this a
I'm
bucket?
sorry. I'm gonna say this one is a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
It's not.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay. What the fuck?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not
What
true.
the fuck?
Unless...
What ending is this, bro?
Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No. I don't think everything is a bucket. Hello?
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Oh.
I've lost all sense
What's
of
confusing
perspective.
about it?
What
You
is
not
a bucket?
ev-
What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago,
What
I
I'm
answered
holding
these
is a
questions
bucket.
with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to deal with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I don't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game.
No, you can't do that.
Okay, here we go.
No. What?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything...
Everything's a bucket.
Everything bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God,
Except for you.
dear. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Oh, that's true. I'm not a bucket either.
We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at
Is
ease.
Stanley separate from the
Still
player?
delightful to get some
Or is it the
clarity
same
on that
person?
issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if
Okay.
you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right. Oh my god, that's good. That's good shit.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
All
it
right.
mean?
Well, we got
Stanley
that
decided
ending.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm looking for computers. Oh, what the fuck? I thought I already... Why did it start over? Wait, can I... Ah, why the hell did it start over? Maybe it's because I reset the game, or I quit out of the game? Well, that's a shame. Well, I want to know what that does. Oh, I guess I'm not taking the bucket this fucking
When
time.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
See, I made a mistake. I didn't want to do this. I wanted... Alright, we'll begin the game again. Alright, I'm going to take the bucket this time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Ah! Okay. The third one was in the boss's office, wasn't it? Or I probably can't just do it, can I? I want to get the, like, the official ending with the bucket.
The door on his left.
So I'm going to follow what he wants. I already got the bottom of the mind control facility. What? What? Trust the completionist instinct. How we can find them. Well, I know that there's one, if you go through the right door. Right. Oh. Oh, this is where they'd be, I guess. So I got the fireplace one. Private but smelly place. That was the bathroom. Inside a sequel exhibit. Yeah, that was the first one we got. A large room, lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Some are both red and blue. Didn't we have the red door, blue door? Red and blue door? A large room, lots of boxes. I'm assuming that's the one we saw. Stairs, huh? Alright, well, we'll find out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright, let's go to the boss's office. Is there another one in here? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. Oh, we already read that one. I already read that one. Ah, it's not there. I can't open this door! Yo, is this a secret? Okay. Oh. Do. Is he saying something? Does this actually lead to anything? Did I need to have the bucket in order to open that door? Does this do anything? Does this lead anywhere? I don't think it leads anywhere. Oh, no, it's just... Oh my gosh, that's good. That's good stuff, man.
Stepping into his manager's office,
I already
Stanley
know
was
it.
once again stunned to discover not an
2,
indication of any
8,
human life.
4,
Crushed
5.
by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
I got here
This is
before,
certainly the most logical.
and then I fell off the mind control facility with the bucket. So we're gonna try and get the official ending with the bucket. And then, oh my god, I can do the ending where I could turn it on, and then I can turn it on with the bucket.
The
Jesus
elevator
Christ, there's
raced
so many
downward,
endings.
plummeting
That's just through the
towards
left
an
door.
unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alrighty. I believe you, man. I believe you.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
Yeah, and then
Facility.
there's the escape ending, and then you probably do it with and without the bucket. And Jesus Christ, there's so many endings. And you could probably also
The
fall
lights
down there
rose,
without
an
the bucket.
enormous room packed with
I'll do that
television
one
screens.
next.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I already did this. This is the first ending I did in the first episode.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Seems to be mostly the same so far.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had
That
the
just looked
bucket
like
been
it was
told
the
to do
staircase.
things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Wow, thanks.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never!
How many employees are
Squeezed
there?
the
My
bucket
goodness.
tighter. His one friend
Well, that
in
guy
the
got
entire
fired.
world. At this point,
Maybe it's
he
for the
could
better.
trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart
There's
of
a
the
door over
operation.
here.
Controls labeled with emotions.
Excuse me.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and
like it
commanded
connects
from
over
this
here.
very place. And as
Well,
the
I
cold
can't do
reality
anything.
of
It's
his
all
past
offline.
began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Alright. So far, this is exactly the same, minus separate,
Stanley and the
different
bucket
dialogue.
waited in blackness. Was it over?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
They had done it.
All right.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their
Is
greatest
it literally
and
just the
darkest
exact same
enemy,
ending, just
freed
with the
themselves
bucket?
from the tyrannical
That'd be
grip of
pretty
the
lazy.
evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching
Every
a movie,
country
any
on
movie,
Earth?
but then stop it
a
halfway
lot of
through
countries,
and
man.
begin
That's a lot of
watching it
sneezing.
in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life.
There's also a lot of countries
but
you
it
really
was one
can't
they
get
lived
into.
together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Because they're so... Oh?
What? Wait. What was happening?
Uh-oh.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley
can't
and
leave.
the bucket not about to be freed? An
I guess
unbearable
not.
silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the
What?
facility itself recognized the incredible
Oh, come on.
presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, will go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
Well, I'll throw the
Not
bucket
while
away.
this building has
No, I'm just
anything to say
kidding.
about
I wouldn't
it.
do that to you, bucket.
Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
I don't know about
Stanley
that.
gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
God, was that it? What a fucking lazy ending. The fuck?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Whatever, I guess.
Stanley decided to go to the
It's another ending.
Perhaps he had
That one's
simply
probably the
missed
worst
one.
one, honestly. And I think now I'm going to try and fall off the mind control facility without the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I do want to get these Stanlerines, though. I think I know where they are.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Is there more to this? I'm gonna shut myself in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Well, there's the broom. It's a real ugly room.
Baffling that Stanley was still just.
Is that the wrench from BioShock?
He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet fuck all. You can say it. It's alright.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I mean, yeah, bro. Look at this
Doing
duct
nothing.
tape. We got a broom. We got a mop bucket.
Please
It's
offer me
pretty
some
exciting in
explanation
here.
I'm genuinely confused.
Well, don't be. Just accept it. It's okay. I can probably come in here with the fucking with the bucket too.
You do
Jesus,
realize
there's so
no
many
choice
goddamn
or anything
endings.
in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it.
Listen, bro. Most of the doors are locked, and this one wasn't, so I walked in.
This closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never.
I think he wanted me to walk in here, honestly.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
I mean, I like
I
it.
hope your friends find this concerning.
This is a lot better than the real ending with the
Stanley was
bucket.
fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Dang.
He got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Dang.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yep, that part's true. That all's true.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom
Except the
closet,
fact that I'm
explored
moving.
it a bit, and we're just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Does he say anything else? I guess not.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you too. Unbelievable.
They knew
I'm at
you'd
the
walk
mercy
back
of an
in.
entire species of
They knew
animals.
it. You were
Perhaps there's a
gonna
monkey
do.
nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
All right. Do you say something else? Well, I guess that's it. That's all. All right, cool.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Kind of want to go downstairs now. There it is. There's one.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit.
Okay, well, I know
I'm
where
sure it will come to me.
the other one is. There's another one. There's the one on that. Can I just get it right now? It was... It probably won't let me go back, will it? No, it won't. Alright. Together now. Alright, I'll stop. That's fun. Oh, you know what? No, I'm just kidding. Oh! Yeah.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
I've done this
That
before.
kind of
Why are you getting
anxiety isn't
annoyed?
healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Boom, boom, ba. Boom, boom, ga. This does sound like some trash music you'd hear in the modern day.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Alrighty. I'm looking to fall down in the mind control facility. Alright. It knows I've done this before.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Can I just like fall off right off the bat? Huh. 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 Ha ha ha.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Welcome! You see, back
Great,
when
now I
the
can't
Stanley
see anything
Parable
up there,
first
though.
launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development.
Ah.
You all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending if that
Yeah,
enhances your perception of the value
mind
of
control
these
room?
updates.
I
Isn't
thought
that
it was
what
a
you
facility.
crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more.
More
I'm here
content.
to give it to you.
I need
I'd
more
like to
con- I
seem
can't
like
see
we
anything.
Really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Aww.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
What?
Jumped on the catwalk.
I love
Should
this.
have been careful. You should have been careful.
I did it on purpose this time.
Used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier.
Wow.
Chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything.
Oh no, they
Good
don't.
job, you did it. Good 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 job, you did it.
Okay, that's it. Great.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
What?
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
What? Well, that's different. Oh my. I don't know. Do I wanna... I wanna get that freaking...
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
It's like 3 people were sitting here and then they just disappeared. It's weird.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I want to not do that. I want to get that Stanley, that 5th one.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
This is
him,
like messes.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
Nope.
to go back to the meeting
I want that
room,
Stanley, bruh.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
How do I get
the
there?
cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh?
You're getting close now, Stanley.
I got
You've
5.
nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll
Figular
collect the
and
last
Marines.
one.
No, I
And
thought it
then
was
the
called
first number will
Figularines or
equal the second number, and
Figlies
that
or
will be
whatever.
it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Alrighty. I'm assuming I can't drop down there, although that thing is open. Huh? What's that? I can't tell. Oh.
Okay, this is day number 295.
Oh, wow.
Take number... I don't even know.
This is kind of giving me like Resident Evil 7 vibes. I don't know why.
Feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
Oh my
No
god.
matter how many times
Guy's
I've
obsessed
done
with
it,
buckets.
it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
What the fuck?
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Narrator sound system.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
Well,
But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
what the fuck?
What's that? Who's there?
Oh god. Is this a horror game now?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
I love how... Oh,
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
oh my gosh. There's one more. It's a phone. Does everyone else have a phone? Yeah. Oh, this one's got like a green one. This one doesn't even have a computer. I like how the things are slightly different every time you load into the game again. Like the narrator might say something different, or I don't know. You know what I mean? What does that say? It's always a little bit different. I feel like I'm gonna turn around and see something. You think I should I take the bucket? I don't know what I want to do. There's so many endings, so many things to choose from. I'm gonna go without the bucket this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go down the stairs this time. So I only have one more figurine. Somewhere both red and blue. I think I already know where that is. Must be a point to this. Because I already had that one ending. Can I go back in here?
Oh, no. No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just
Good old broom closet.
wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I like looking at the things in here. Alright, I guess that's it. They didn't really care to
Coming to a
elaborate.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm going downstairs this time.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something...
Wait, these rooms are
Stanley.
repeating.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
That's
And
true.
for that matter, these rooms were
You're gonna
starting to
make
look
me,
quite
like, freak
familiar.
out.
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for
Why
it.
did it say 1, 2,
I'm
B4?
dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer,
Yeah.
an explanation. His
It's a dream.
co-workers were
That's all it
actually
is.
Gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh my god, I am.
Then he imagined himself
Whoa.
soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so
Yo.
much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything
jeez.
that I'm doing and thinking?
The ending where Stanley
Now the voice is
realizes that there's
describing
some
himself being
narrator
considered by
directing
Stanley,
him.
who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would
I feel like I'm
prove
just
that
walking
he
in
was
circles while he talks
control,
to me.
That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh,
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
wife.
All I
Stanley
want
has
is
a
my
wife?
life exactly the way
It's not
always
the most
been.
good-looking dude ever.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just
God.
someone tell me I am real.
I'm
I
seeing
must
red.
Be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh. It sure did.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like
Oh,
any
you know
other.
what? I think I remember
She
this.
rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call
Oh
for an
my.
ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, She thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
What?
And then she turned and ran.
What? Why wouldn't you call 911? Mariella, you bitch. Alright. Oh? What's this? Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Oh, no, I don't like this. Oh, they're just buttons. Fuck, what are they saying? What's good? What's good? Is that what he's saying? Does anything happen? Can I walk outside? Oh, no, these are just walls. What's good? I swear that's what he's saying. Maybe he's not. In fact, it's probably more likely that he's not. I'm only pressing certain buttons. Does anything happen here, or I guess it is heaven. So I would just be here forever. This is not heaven, though. This is a horrible. This would suck. Maybe I need to press something. I feel like I just have to restart. What? Oh, this is different. Why does it look like this?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
That did nothing. All that did was just change it slightly. Okay. Which way should I go? Let's go left again. Let's just get the left endings. I feel like I'll make things less confusing if I just go left and try and get all those possible endings. I still have one more Stanley. Can I go back in here?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Oh, I've got the bucket with me.
Closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? Aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day.
Man, they considered everything, didn't they?
It deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't.
Oh no, I'm not giving up my bucket. Fuck you, broom closet.
It must be, given the pressure.
This is my fucking broom closet, or my fucking my bucket.
This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
I don't know about the last part.
No. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked
Sounded like you're about to lose breath there.
For a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
Well, I mean, it's not wrong.
Superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries.
We fell down the mind control facility.
Your feelings for the bucket.
We
changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
We played Is That a Bucket? Is that all he has to say?
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Oh!
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take our hike, broom closet.
Property of Stanley. It's mine, bitch.
Diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Is that it, officially?
Alright, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Oh?
You see?
It's a sticker of a bucket on a bucket.
The sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. I don't know if I need a sticker for that,
but alright, whatever you say, man.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
It sounded like he actually walked away, too. That's funny. If I walk away, and then I walk back... Well, I guess it doesn't do anything. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Let's see. What have we not done? Well, we could walk down there, and we could do that same ending we did last time with the bucket. Or we could walk up and turn on the mind control facility. Let's do that. Let's do that. We'll mix it up a little bit. Got a feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course, so that's a lovely purse. Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Right. So we're gonna turn on the mind control facility this time. Man, there's probably so many more endings that I don't even realize. I'm just passing right
Stanley
over.
and the bucket walked
Oh yeah, I can go down there too.
Red mind control facility.
All right. Well, we're gonna try and make this so I can get every ending possible.
The lights rose on an enormous...
I already went down there twice, with and without the bucket, so I guess I don't need...
Did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I've done all the... Basically, I have to do everything the same except turn on the mind control facility.
And Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst.
Anyone know what that says?
As Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything
528.
would be fine.
Well. See, the last ending with the bucket, like the true ending with the bucket, was kind of lame.
The mind control facility's influence as well.
It basically was like, you can't leave because the bucket doesn't want, or the mind control, the building doesn't want the bucket to leave or some shit. I don't know.
In the first place, these questions.
It's like it has to stay here.
furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
But what happens if I know what happens if you turn
No!
on the mind control
Screamed
facility?
into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
Without the
His own
bucket,
life in
I've
someone
done that.
else's
I remember that one
control.
specifically
Never.
because there's a
He
timer
squeezed
and
the
he
bucket
blows
tighter.
you up or
His
something.
one friend in the entire
We'll do that
world.
one.
At this point,
I'm gonna
he
try and
could
get every
trust
ending.
No one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
I'm gonna turn it on.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror.
Uh-oh.
Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
What? What the fuck? There's just videos of
Stanley flipped
birds.
through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a
Flamingos!
mind control facility at all. It was a facility for
Penguins! I
monitoring
like
and
penguins.
surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley
Oh,
marveled
man, what
at the
kind of bird
mental
is that?
genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and
These
the
are
bucket never
these are
found
silly.
freedom because they spent the rest of their
Hello.
lives here in this place.
Oh, they're so weird looking.
Living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his
Oh, that's
life had
terrifying.
taken, this one
That'd be terrifying to
was
see.
surely the best. And Stanley...
I don't like the long necks. Aw. Oh, come on! I was looking at silly birds. Oh no!
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others,
Bro.
wherever they were.
Every
Just
computer
a matter
screen
of time.
says the end is never. The end is never. Can we just turn these off because they're freaking me out? All right. Why are they all lit up? I don't like it. I swear there's something over there. Things are just slightly different. Well, we're going to turn on the mind control facility this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's turn on the mind control facility and let's speed run this. Because we've already done it a million times now. Oh no, it won't let me go in. You bitch. It's like, nah, bro, you're done. We're cutting you off.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh my lord, that's funny. That one's not lit up.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah.
He's like, alright, you know what? Don't even worry about it.
Hey, look, it's a new passageway. Oh, surprise.
He's just like, whatever, just go. We get it. I was starting to feel that way towards it anyway. Yeah, just fucking go, man. Jesus Christ. It's taking long enough. Alright. God, and then we can escape and everything. Jesus Christ.
Mind control facility.
So many endings, so many branching paths, man.
Packed with television screens.
Crazy to me.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
See, so I already know the ending where you turn
Now the
on
monitors jumped to life.
the
Their
mind
true
control
nature
facility.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee.
That one I remember.
Stanley's
That ending I remember
The
most.
lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That screen's glitched. Yeah, I wish I could tell what it said.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Alright. I'm gonna turn on the mind control facility.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert it. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls,
I did.
you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Well,
Oh, Stanley, I applaud you.
I changed my mind. No, I'm just kidding.
But you need to understand, there's only so
What
much
does
that
that say?
machine can do. You were supposed
Can't
to
tell
let
what
it
it says.
go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How
Oh.
long until detonation then?
yeah, I remember this very well.
Say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a
Yeah.
little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's
And no
your
matter what
time
you
to
do,
shine. You
You
are
can
the
go
star.
around and press the
It's
buttons
your
and
story
stuff
now.
and like try and do
Shape it
something,
to
but
your
it doesn't
heart's
work. Nothing
desires.
works.
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
I want to go down there.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you
Oh.
exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
Oh, that's
I turned
right.
off the
He
machine. I
does
set
tell you
free.
what happened. He
Of course,
erased
that was
them.
merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow
Oh,
on
yeah, he
trees.
put like a whole other minute on the clock.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
What happens if you like knew this ending
No,
and like
these colored
you
ones.
didn't go
Or maybe
around
this
clicking
big
on it,
red
you just
button.
stood there
Or
and
this door. Everything, anything.
Stared at the
something
timer.
here will save me.
would he still
Why
say
do you
that?
think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Ah.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you...
Goodbye, employee 427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
Man, he is just... He is fucking...
Life, or will you let it go peacefully?
He does
I'll
not give
have
a
choice.
fuck. He's like, alright, you're dying, bitch.
Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Well, there's an ending. I think I've got all the mind control facility endings now. If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I've done them all.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Again.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know why I feel like I need to check everything, look at all the windows, check the computer screens. It's just like a habit at this point. I don't know why. Alright, what else could I do on the left side?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, you know what? I probably should restart. I want to go down the stairs with the bucket.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Oh. I just love how things get slightly changed.
Bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
I just love it. I think this is so good, the way they do this. Like, just change slightly. Different things, just change slightly. I feel like I should, like, see someone, crack their head through that window or that door over there, and then, like, right before you see them, they just, like, slam it shut. Like there is someone watching you.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
All right, we're gonna go. We've done. I think we've done literally everything, right? We've turned it off at the beginning. We turned it on now, and then we've turned it on and off with the bucket. I believe. Yes, we have. And we went down the stairs without the bucket. So now we're gonna go downstairs with the bucket. Can I go in here?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom.
Oh my
simply
god.
because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Are you sure? Alright, no, he doesn't say anything. Well, let's go down the stairs then. No more stickers, I guess.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post.
Do these
during
times have
work
anything to do with each other?
for that. And in such
What
a
do we got here?
competitive
That's like
economy, why had he taken that risk?
5:30.
Everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
Oh wait, no, I'm stupid.
And then
The big hand's up
something
there.
occurred to
So it's
Stanley.
like 5.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am
5:50.
crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
4 or
Am I
5:53?
crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket
And
returned
then
his
we've
gaze,
got
but said nothing at all.
2.
That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and
2:23.
wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
Then we
He held the
got
bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance. and
7.
comfort. And that's
7.
when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
What?
It's
23.
just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
God, this is
How
painful.
did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all
Yeah,
terribly
like
wrong.
12,
Surely no good would come from this.
23.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley
They're all
might
like near
experience
5.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
I'm sorry, I was not listening.
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. "Oh, gracious," he exclaimed. "Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it." Far off in the distance now, he heard...
Oh my goodness, I apologize.
Stanley, it's me.
Oh god, I'm so sorry.
Truly be. He rushed
That's probably
forward
loud
from
as
the
shit.
room, passing
Oh, there's
one
buckets
bucket
everywhere.
after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
None of them are my bucket.
To me, Stanley. Find
I didn't even realize that they took my
He had
bucket
to
away.
find
What the fuck?
bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then
All
suddenly,
hail thy
he
bucket.
was dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley
Those
doubled
sneezes.
over
Maybe that's why I sneezed. The
and
bucket's inside me. Oh. Hello?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, this bitch again. She left me dying on the side of the
Mariella
fucking
woke up on a
road.
day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security,
Oh, Jesus
and walked
Christ.
to her place of work.
So now, does everyone have a bucket in this world?
Day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town.
Is that
talking
what
and
this game is trying to
screaming
tell
himself,
us?
and then
Everyone has
collapsed
a
dead
fucking
on the
bucket
sidewalk.
and loves their bucket.
Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a
Oh my
narrator
God.
describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What the fuck? Why does it do that? I don't like that at all. Alright, now I'm trying to think. What else can I do? Have I gotten all the left
Stanley
endings?
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Let's see. We still haven't gotten the last one yet. Now he won't let me go in there. The fuck, man.
Coming to a staircase,
Okay.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
So we
office.
did both endings downstairs, with and without the bucket. Is there anything else up here? I feel like there's more Yes, I know. Oh my god, he already had it open
Here's
for
the
me.
door, just go.
He already had it open for me. Oh my gosh. He's just like, I'm not even gonna waste my fucking time. The whole speech, you've seen it before, blah blah blah. Okay. I can go down the escape path.
Stanley
The
walked straight
escape.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm going down here, bitch.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
This was in the original game.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to
This is
turn
the
around
longest
and get
hallway
back
I've ever
on
seen.
track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes, sir. Hoo-yah! Oh god. I'm falling.
As
Yeah.
the machine
Okay,
burned
I
into
remember
motion,
this. This is
Stanley was inched
the
closer
giant
and closer to
stamper
his
that crushes
demise.
you.
It reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, world.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous...
Yeah, I remember this.
In a single visceral instant,
Then they got the
Stanley
female
was
narrator.
obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Yes.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
This is the
you
museum
see
ending,
now?
I believe.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Stanley's computer. There's where you start, you walk out. There's all the computer desks. And you walk over here. There's more computer desks. And you walk through. And then here's the 2 open doors. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Oh, it's like solitaire. Or like war or something. You can get a good look at it. Can I turn it back on? Nope, they won't let you turn it back on now. I was wondering what was on that green computer. Can't open these. Button sounds. They make different noises for sure. Here's the credits. Good amount of people worked on this thing. This is cool. Maintenance room. See, I recognize that. I think that's when you go through the right door, though. We haven't done that. I noticed it earlier. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action cave would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Oh, you should have done it. That would have been awesome. I would have loved that. Come on, man. There's nothing wrong with making fun of things. I can make fun. I love first-person shooters. I still make fun of them. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. Yes, I remember watching it. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Yep. It was delayed for years. It was supposed to come out in 2019, I think. And then it got delayed a few years. How do you make it? Oh. All right. I remember this. I remember Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. So this is must have been what it looked like when they developed it. No. Because this must have been after the Half-Life 2 mod where they were like building their own version of the game. So it must have taken them a few years to get the 2013 version out. They must have been working on it back then. What is this? Game design mock-up? Huh. What does that say? This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Yeah, I mean, this looks more industrial than what we got. Freedom ending. That's not what it looks like. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Oh, I still have never played the beta. What was that? Countdown desk. One of the desks from the early versions of this of the countdown ending. Oh.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Who's both? Oh.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But
Oh, we're
listen to
back.
me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time
God.
choose for you. Don't let...
Nope, I'm dead. Officially. I wonder how much different this is when you have the bucket with you. Alright, I remember that. I remember that from the original ending. Or from the original game. The fuck?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you
What
a
the
message to
fuck?
let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Is that my wife? What the fuck? I don't ever remember getting that ending in the original game. Is that new? To be fair, I don't remember much from the original game. So... Alright, I'm gonna grab the bucket this time.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine.
Oh
with
my
him.
god, I love this game. I love this fucking game, man. This is so good. This is so good. Alright, so I gotta go left
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on
and
his
go
left.
to the escape room. The escape hallway. Can I go in here again?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet. Simply
Oh,
because
okay, he
I
just
have
says
no
this-
remaining stickers.
he just says
If
the
I
same
did,
thing.
You can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. Coming to a staircase,
Alright.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yup. We're gonna go to the mind control facility again. Or right before the mind control facility.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Whenever you come in here with the bucket, it doesn't change.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most
They didn't
explanation.
bother to, I guess, change what he says. It's the same every time when you have the bucket with you. Alright. Now let's go to the
Stanley
escape
and the
hallway.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Yep.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope. Gotta do it. Gotta chug
Stanley and
forward.
the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Gotta keep going. Moving along. Chugging along. Okay. It's the same so far. he gonna say anything?
As the machine whirred into
Oh,
motion
okay.
and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Oh my
To be
god.
sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Alright, well, here we go.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
They got the female
In
narrator
a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end.
to
as it
do
was
more voice
crushed
lines for the game.
violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
Okay, this is definitely
but
different.
This one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to
Oh my
behold.
god. The bucket. I'm not reading all this. You can if you want. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You're standing on the precipice of knowledge.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
It's a lot of buckets. 25 buckets. Photograph of 25 buckets. I don't think that's 25 buckets. I feel like that's a lot more than 25 buckets. I don't know how many exactly, but I'm not counting. A bucket with 2 handles. That's cursed. That's cursed as hell. How do I get to my bucket? I brought the bucket with me. I don't have my bucket anymore. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which is in medieval era, was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations into war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. What the fuck? Oh my god. Stress bucket. An analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Stress bucket. Rest and relaxation. Doing something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation. Coping strategies. Holes. What? Vulnerability equals size and strength of the bucket. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. What the fuck? This is like a whole bucket museum. Caveman drawings of buckets. Cave drawing. Yup. God. Lord Almighty.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
I like how these just like, you can't, it's like slightly out of bounds, but there's just like a random chair there. The hanging bucket. Oh, I can walk on it. Picked up the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Oh god.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity.
Is she talking to me? Like the player?
We can save the
She's saying
world's
let
bucket from
Stanley
the machine and
die.
his tools and implements. If only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Well. Anything? Oh. All right. I think. Wow. I think I did everything I could possibly do. I might have to do some research into it, but I don't want to spoil too much. So I might just do the right door endings next time, but this is going to be it for now. So thank you guys for watching. This has been fun. I'm going to keep playing, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you later. I'm just going to quit out of the game and end the recording.